Hi friends, wishing you all a happy new year 2022. Today is January 1. I thought we will do a nice tour of the garden because we have had some really nice rains in the past few weeks. We just finished our drought here and it's the perfect way to start the new year. So let's get going. So at the entrance to our house, we have a small pot with lemon trees. We have two of them. These are just babies, but we use the leaves for cooking and they're doing really well. We have also the star jasmine. We have done a video on jasmine as well in the past, so check it out. This is our holy basil tree. It's growing huge by the day. Smells really incredibly nice, and this is actually a very auspicious plant for us to have in the Hindu religion. We also have the banana tree here that's doing really well. We have the cactus here. This is the prickly pear cactus. Then we have the Napoleon's hat plant, which looks fantastic, and you can see from the leaves, of course, it looks like Napoleon's hat. And of course we have the pothos that's growing really well on our gate. Another jasmine here in the corner, one more here, and then of course we have the huge hibiscus tree here. It always flowers quite a lot and the color is quite beautiful. These ones have just finished drying off, and this one has not opened yet because it's early morning, but it's incredibly huge in size and beautiful. We have the heart of Christ here. These are incredibly beautiful leaves. We have the monstera that's growing over there, and then a cassava. We just trimmed this cassava tree because it was growing really fast. The nice thing with the cassava is that you can continue to propagate it year after year. We have the chili tree here, which is incredibly beautiful here. And then of course roses. This one has started to bud as well with beautiful dark red color. We have the herb square here with a lot of mint. We also have the basil, and we just planted some coriander because it had dried off, so hoping to get some of that. We have the bromeliad flowers here. It's incredibly beautiful plants, very hardy, and then the flowers are so beautiful, red color. We have two more over there. I'm standing under a monstera tree. It's a huge one. You can see from far, think a little bit better. Very beautiful. And then we have the jasmine, some rose here. This is our rose bush. We have different color roses here, the cream color roses, the red. This is the peach color rose here, and it's bloomed so well and smells incredibly nice as well. Then we have the nice lavender bush here below the roses, and they're also doing quite well. One of them actually caught some disease, but we're trying to solve that as well with some herbicide made at home. Beautiful red rose coming up, and these red roses tend to have the most fragrant. Some more roses here, another rose here in the corner which is starting to bloom. And we have the geranium here at the entrance to our house, which always flowers really well. Small fern in the corner over there. And then back to this corner, we also have a very nice rosemary that's growing really well. Incredible smell. And then of course a lot of bushes for the hydrangea. Then we have the beautiful dahlia variety here that we are growing. Some beautiful roses. This color is so beautiful, peach colored rose. And then we have some more dahlia here. This is a different variety of dahlia that actually bunches up and become like a puff, in fact. So we have few of these growing here that started to bloom really well, and it does really well. Then we have the balsam here that's doing very well with the rains. And then some beautiful zinnia here, different color. These are the baby zinnia variety, and different colors of that. And then we have the prickly pear cactus, another cactus down there. We have a pineapple growing there. some more roses. This is our beautiful snapdragon, and we have different colors. So we have the pink, nice color here, pink purple, and then we have the beautiful golden yellow purple color here. This is another patch where we have some of the dhania or the coriander seeds coming up. Please do check out my video on the tips on growing dhania. I show some tips on how to make sure that the seeds grow and germinate quickly and they grow healthy as well. There's actually few roses that are starting to bloom, and one has bloomed already. Beautiful smell. Over at the other side, we of course have the bird feeder, then the huge monstera that I'm standing under. It's the size of the other monstera. I forgot to show you guys the hibiscus, so we have that over in. Next to our bromeliad and monstera, we also have this huge banana tree, which is beautiful, and it's fruiting now. You can see flowers and fruits in the top. I'll try to zoom in a bit. And this banana tree actually grew out of a small seedling that we planted about a year ago, and it's doing amazingly well. And behind the banana tree is the flower angel's trumpet. I made a video about it. It's a beautiful flower that smells nice, and it looks like a trumpet in white color. Avocado tree that's coming up, and we grew it from actually a seed from one of the fruits that we ate. It's looking quite healthy. In this corner next to a banana tree, we have a bunch of flowers at the bottom, as you can see, including the bogemia as well, and then we also have the some of the succulents in this corner. We call it the succulent corner. So you can see the agave, the snake plant. You can see a bunch of mixed succulents here as well at the bottom. Then we have some roses here, and then a few hibiscus plants. And then of course we have the beautiful huge monstera over here next to it. It has also a baby here, you can see. So this is the second monstera that came out last year. This is one of our baby mango trees that we are growing from the seed. Some of the local trees here. We have the lime tree here. Can't see green on green here too well, but you can maybe see it now. This is our lime tree, which never really get any fruits, but we use it for the leaves, and it's quite an old one now. Then we have, of course, our huge guava tree that I'm standing under, with also the Turnberga flowers that are climbing all over it. So you can see the white flowers. This is a climber plant, and Turnberga has really taken over this huge guava tree, so we need to actually trim it down, otherwise the guava will not do very well. We have the two mango trees here. These are the dwarf mango variety, and they're doing incredibly well. You can see we have a lot of fruits here on the tree. So we have the two trees here with a lot of fruits. And what we have done is actually we have the tomatoes, some of the tomatoes growing on the tree itself. We're using it as a trellis, and it's working quite well for now. We have the cassavas in the corner there with some tomatoes. And then here is our vegetable patch. This is where we are growing all the vegetables last few years. We have some of the beans in this corner next to our strawberries here, and the strawberries are not really flowering now. We have some lemongrass, and then of course we have the okra, and we can see some of them already maturing. Here next to the okra, we're also growing some butter lettuce, and they are growing really well this year. We haven't had much success in the past, but this year we were able to harvest from just these two plants quite a lot of leaves, and it keeps growing quite healthy, so we are super excited to have them. this season. We have a lot of pak choi here. You can see it's full of pak choi. We have the turmeric leaves here. We use it for cooking. Then we have also the kamangi herb, which we also use it for Indonesian cooking. Here's Carl. Always want to be involved in the gardening. And then of course we have more bok choy here. Some the lemongrass after giving it a haircut. Looking much neater. And then we just do chop and drop. On this side you see a little bit of an empty patch, and that's because we are using it for germinating some of the seeds for coriander, dhania, and then as well as kamangi that you can see coming up here as well. This is our marigold. Some tomatoes here in this side of the garden, and a lot of course the eggplant. So we have in this section of the garden we're growing some eggplants. This is the Black Beauty variety, so you can see a few of the babies and then one that's maturing a bit faster. So it's going really well, and we use it quite a lot for our cooking as well. A bunch of cassava here in the corner as well, as you can see, with some of the tomatoes, jalapenos as well. And a bunch of tomatoes are now starting to come out. They're maturing. You can see few red ones. Most of these tomatoes get eaten by the birds, but we don't mind, it's okay. And a bunch of jalapenos here, and there's a huge chili tree over there, as you can see. It's growing. Some more cassava on this corner. Can show you the chili tree here better. As you can see, it's doing really well. Here, these are all capsicum plants. You can see some of them are starting to mature. There's another one there. So we have a bunch of capsicum and chilies here. Some more beans growing over here. Some have matured as well. There's a ginger patch over here that we have intermixed with our jalapenos over here, so you can see some nice jalapenos. Wow, that looks incredible. So we have the ginger growing next to it, and we always do this interplanting, as you know guys, because it's very good for the plants to have this. Over here, this is our onion that's maturing really well, so you can see it's a huge one. And then these are our Brussels sprouts. So we have 2 Brussels sprouts growing here, and they're doing quite well. Another Brussels sprout here, then back to the strawberries. Watercress as well all over the garden. So watercress looks like this. You can see these leaves are kind of like the long tea leaves, and we use it for cooking. They are very sweet and incredibly nice for making stir fries. It's called kamangi, also known as watercress in English. And then of course on the fence, as you know, we always try to use every part of our garden because we don't have a lot of space. So on the fence we have few guava trees actually growing. These are just baby guavas. We have amaranth, quite a lot of amaranth plants here. Cassava, more cassava here. In this corner we have the cassava growing, and within the cassava trees we also have planted some corn, so you can see some sweet corn also growing here as well. Some of them are almost ready, and we should be able to harvest maybe in few weeks. So it's looking really nice. And then of course we have a lot of snake plants here. We have our compost pile there. This is our compost pile here in the corner. A little bit messy of course, but that's because we keep adding to it, and it's a standard 3x3 feet of compost pile that we develop. We keep adding to it and keep extracting to add to our vegetable garden. Parsley, and then cucumber. We have 2 or 3 cucumber plants growing here. You can see one of them is already fruiting and some cucumbers already coming out of both of the plants. So quite excited to see how they grow. And this is the overall view of our vegetable patch. You can see maybe a little bit better from here. In this section we also have our indeterminate cherry tomatoes growing as well, and you can see that we have done our trellis using these cassava trees around the edge of the vegetable plot. That's been our best use of space, so the tomatoes are doing really well using this trellis system around the fence. We tend to get a lot of tomatoes, but most of them are eaten by the birds, so we don't really get to enjoy them too much. But they do look quite beautiful, and we're still happy to grow them year after year. So that's really it, guys. I just wanted to show you a quick tour. We haven't done a tour in a few months here, and with the rains it's looking nice and green. It was really worthwhile to show you guys how our garden looks like. We are so excited with the mangoes coming up, with also the flowers and the vegetables that are coming up so well. We have also the cucumber, I forgot to mention, that's going really well. We have the alyssum flowers here as well. There's so much growing in a small plot of land here, but that's really the key. It's really good to just grow whatever you can in the land you have. You don't have to grow everything, but try to grow few things really well. It's incredibly rewarding, especially during these COVID times. It's a perfect way to spend your time with family in the garden, to watch your babies grow really well, to take care of them. And I'm hoping that everyone has a really good 2022 and keep safe. So wishing you guys again a happy new year, and I hope you can like and subscribe our video if you enjoyed it today. Thanks a lot, guys, and see you next time. Bye.